everybody, Sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Let's just do this one last video for the day. Because honestly, I feel like badlala ngentombi kaPetal ke manje. Yabona intombi kaPetal badlala ngayo ke manje. Did you see that article on Daily Sun, you guys? I don't know. I think when I started reading it, I was referred to it by Andy. She was like, you have to see this article on Daily Sun. So I went into the website and I read the article yakhona, and I think more than anything it disappoints me. Certain points really disappoint me. Of course, when I watched Leah function ebeyenziwe uLachonco, I did have certain questions about it, but I watched it from the with into yokuthi I'm just gonna learn, because I always think ukuthi I don't know everything when it comes to amasiko esiZulu and indlela okwenziwa ngayo izinto zesiZulu, especially when it comes to intombi nokuhlolwa kweintombi nezinto ezenzelwe intombi. I don't know izinto eningi lapho, so I just wanted to learn, and for me it really was just a beautiful functions. But it looks like a lot some people who are calling themselves experts are saying there was a lot that was wrong with that function. I'm disappointed. I really am that that's what they think. But anyway, let's talk about it. We're going to read the article as well and see what's kahle kahle issue yabo with such a beautiful event. What was it? And see if ukhononda kwabo is valid na. Thank you so much for joining me. Kabalami Nguntando Mdleje. And on this channel siyasifunde iy'ncwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwesiZulu bese sizala sokhuluma ngazo lezo iy'ncwadi, siphinde futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lawo ma-shows, senza ama-reviews or ama-recaps, siphinde sikhulume nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe la ma-shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. You guys, here's the thing. When I watched that event, Lachonco, of course, I did have questions. There are times, guys, when I do have questions about certain things and I make a conscious decision to hold back on those questions. Partly because sometimes I do feel like before I even speak about something, there are people that will have an issue with it. Sometimes I make a conscious decision to hold on to that and learn more about that particular topic or that particular issue before ngiphawule kuyona. And this was one of those reasons, honestly. One of the things that I had questions about was the fact that, of course, uLachonco was doing his isthebe sezintombi, which I imagine ama-virgins lawayana. And I did have questions about whether uvumelekile now ukuthi our leader since engeyona yena intombi. But then I thought ukuthi I guess mhlawumbe because naye she was part of that group mhlambe esayintombi ehlolwa and then waseyagana, maybe moved phela to another level uma ngabe segana. Yes, unfortunately umwendo wakhe didn't work out, but you know she lost her virginity eseganile. Well, that is my understanding anyways, is that she lost her virginity eseganile gane the former president, because phela walotsholwa ulokhuzana uLachonco. Anyway, I did have that question, but I just felt like maybe it's just lack of understanding on my side. And yeah, but again, let's read this article and see what they say about it, because apparently my experts, amasiko esiZulu, are not happy with that event. But let's hear ukuthi bathini ngayo. And now I'm going to tell you guys what my issue is with this particular article, because it's not that I have an issue with the fact that kunezinto ezithile abathi they were misrepresented, but kunezinto ezithile that I feel ukuthi they are not supposed to be said about a woman, you know, in this time and age. And I wouldn't really want my young girls, like my daughters, to hear something like that being said about a woman, just because she was in a relationship that didn't work out and she didn't have control over that. So now let me read the article and you guys can maybe make your own judgment as well how you feel about it, because it didn't make me feel good at all. In fact, I'm a little bit irritated by these so-called experts. We respect ulwazi lwabo, but sometimes I don't know. Number one, I had questions about why these cultural experts are watching Real Housewives. I was like, why are they even watching Real Housewives? But I was like, hey, I don't know, maybe it's part of their job. But the article is titled Zuma Baby Mama Seeing Flames by Zamante. It's been written, it was written today. What is it, 14 hours ago? Early this morning? Yeah. But the last episode of Real Housewives of Durban may have been a good television, but certainly didn't impress cultural experts. Honestly, guys, I don't think that when the producers of the shows are thinking about the show, they are thinking that they want to impress the cultural experts. That is not what the show is about. If they are looking to be impressed, they really are watching the wrong show. But they're saying Lachonco is the last person to host and teach virgins about life, said the University of KZN senior lecturer Dr. Kukuma Zibuko. Dr. Kukuma Zibuko, I have a problem with the statement that you're saying. Anybody can teach anybody about life. Anybody can teach anybody about life. Whether you are a virgin and I am not a virgin doesn't mean that there's nothing that I can teach you about life. So as it started, that article really just gave me a problem. It irritated me. But it doesn't mean just because Ula Kongo is no longer a virgin, she has nothing that she can teach those young girls. That just did not make sense to me for them to say that. They say the entire event misrepresented culture, said Mazibuko. This is after the reality TV star Nonkanyiso Lachonco hosted an event called isthebe sezintombi, the Table of Virgins. The event was aired on Showmax's last episode, and the event Lachonco wore a scarf across her chest. They even have a problem with the scarf, guys. I do understand the scarf. We normally sigqoka kanje umuntu oganile, umuntu oshadile kanje, mayisemzini kanje. But when I saw her at Goganjal, I was like, maybe esigodini sangakubo things are done differently. I do not know. And phela wayelotsholiwe kaZuma, mhlambe part of her still regards herself as umakoti. I don't know. I didn't understand it. But at the same time, I don't feel like we should really be making a big deal about it. But here is the experts. Here are the experts making a big deal about it. She led maidens in a song and gave fellow cast members traditional beer to drink. During her speech to the maidens, she said, "It's rained on me and I was put on fire." It's a speech that she said. It would be nice for you to go out there and own businesses while you are still a virgin. Honestly, that was such a good advice. To say to these girls, yes, you have something very precious here, which is your virginity, but it doesn't end there. You can still do other things like going on businesses out there. What was wrong with what she said, guys? What was wrong with what she said? I didn't see anything wrong. That's what valid girls must know. Uguti, yes, we want you to take care of yourself and think of your body as really something precious, but you can still go out there and do and achieve other things as well that have nothing to do with your body, because being a woman is not just about how you look. And Dangoku Dr. Mazibuko, in our culture, there's no event called this Tebe says Ntombi. I guess Dr. Mazibuko has been to every skoti, Zulu, and she knows ukuthi in every skoti, how do they call ama events enziwayo when it comes to Amazulu. Isithebe says Ntombi is a portion of meat that is dedicated to the maidens at a traditional ceremony. Yeah, so like, yeah, so Lachonco can't host and groom virgins about life or virginity because she's not married and is not a leader of the young maidens. As we talk Mazibuko, like, honestly, I do understand ukuthi okay into kanjalo yenziwa amaqhikiza, but let's just say uLachonco really wanted to do something to appreciate the fact that these girls are virgins and she's not a virgin anymore. Yes, wakana umendo wangamhambela kahle, but is she not allowed to mentor those girls in any way? She's not saying good I'm a virgin and she's not a virgin. She does admit that she's no longer a virgin, but she wants to mentor those girls. So she doesn't have a right to mentor young girls because she's not a virgin. this thing just doesn't make sense to me, guys. Please make it make sense in the comment section because it does not so far. She said Lachonco was also not supposed to wear a scarf across her chest. I mean, really, I feel like honestly, they are just picking stuff. They just wanted to make certain comments on this episode and they're just picking whatever it is that they, such a dress code is reserved for married women. Please get out of here with that comment. Like, just be lost. Be lost in this time and age. Nothing is reserved for married women. Like upila at a wrong time, honestly. I can they reserved for married women. If I wanna wear a duke can, I'm gonna wear a duke can. If you see a logo right now, I wouldn't have my short hair because mausukanile. They say you're not supposed to cut your hair because fanegu tukul bambelele and whatnot. Koni is that we can bambelela on because really sometimes they're just not relevant for the time that we live in. For somebody to make a statement of such dress code is reserved for married women. Why? What if I want to wear my scarf? Phela ngisithengile nje ulwethe sami. So, and then lastly, the traditional beer was not supposed to be brought to the woman as a symbolic, and married women and maidens are not supposed to drink it. Said Mazibuko ngakini phela Dr. Mazibuko ngakini abaphuzi asihlali ngakini sonke phela thina ilokhuzana isenzo segodi azifani yabona le expect yakhona in our culture is sacred. It is, and it's different in every places, and we are allowed to keep it ngendlela esifuna ukuyigcina ngayo. And we mustn't be put in a box. Faneke silandele ngendlela afuna ukuthi silandele ngayo. UDr. Mazibuko mina is irritating me. I respect your position as Dr. Mazibuko, but I don't respect your position in terms of how this woman is just trying to do something good when it comes to these girls. And I think she did a good thing in showing part of our culture because Real Housewives of Durban is being watched even outside of South Africa. And instead of commending her for what she did, it's really like we just like splitting hair and finding amaphutha in the things that she did. I don't think that event she could have done it any perfectly. I don't think there's any way that they could look at that event, no matter how she did it, and for them to think she did it perfectly. They just want to find something wrong with it, and that's what is disappointing for me, because this event really was the highlight of the last episode. Lachonco might have good intention, but she distorted our culture, and she needs to be stopped before she causes a lot. No, Lachonco doesn't need to be stopped. You, Dr. Mazibuko, need to do something to make sure that our culture, whatever, is reserved in the way that you think it should be reserved. We mustn't go after people that are trying to do certain things to reserve and show off our culture, just because we think they don't do things the way that we want the things to be done. Instead, when you must stand up, if you think other people are not doing it correctly, when you must stand up and do it correctly. But don't bash abantu who are doing something. She's the only housewife that went out of her way to show that part of us as Amazulu on Real Housewives, guys, which is a Showmax show that is going to be seen in a lot of countries. And I don't think anybody recognizes that. Listen, I have issues with Umakoti Kapetal, but this time I really feel like they are unfairly coming for her. Another expert, Sunoma Kukungobeso, said the entire event was misleading. Lachonco is not a good example. How is she not a good example and must refrain from hosting a virgin? How is she not a good example? Because she lost her virginity. Wena noma kuku, are you a virgin la ukhona wena noma kuku? And what do you do wena for your community? Because askwazi, we've never seen you do anything. Guys, maybe I'm being unfair to these people, but I feel like they are being unfair to Lachonco. Just because somebody lost their virginity, do you know how much there is to life? Do you know that I don't even remember when I lost my virginity because so much has happened in my life? Even if you said right now you wanted to give me my virginity back, I would be like, girl, just give me some money and take that virginity away. It's not really that important. Okay, yeah, it's important. But I'm just saying, when you've lost it, it's not the end of the world. You can still make positive contribution to communities. You can still make positive contribution to other women's life, even though you are not a virgin. So I do not understand their argument. Nokuzola mdende of Ichamago Institute said she is setting a bad example for the virgin as she failed to keep her virginity. Ubeganile nje. Ubeganile. Angithi ngesiZulu niye nithi umuntu mayeselotsholiwe then umfazi lo. So she was supposed to abe virgin until nini. Beseganile beselotsholiwe ulokhuzana. Ay, suka. I'm worried about the parents who allow their daughters. You should be worried about yourself, Nokzola, because honestly, you mustn't be watching Real Housewives if you are going to come for our Real Housewives for nonsense. And then Lachonco was repeatedly contacted via emails and text messages, but she did not respond. Thank you very much, Lachonco, for not responding. Please blue tick them, block them, put them on voicemail because they are coming at you with nonsense. This is nonsense, guys. For me, this is just nonsense. This is just nonsense. I don't think ukuthi mawenza ulokhuzana ifunction yesiZulu, i-event yesiZulu, ungayenza ngendlela yokuthi every single person ovela ezigodini ezihlukene they will see it and say uyenze perfectly. Like for an example, I just had Izbizo. There were so many people waiting. Hey, ngasekhaya thina senze kanje senze ukuthi. Thina ngasekhaya senze kanje senze ukuthi thina ngasekhaya. There is no way into yesiZulu nje ihamba ngokuthi when we understand kanjani. I think what she was doing was good, guys. Ayikho advice ayinikela amantombazane that was naked. She didn't say go and lose your virginity, go and sleep with boys. She was saying what you guys have is precious and keep it. And she said they can go out there and start businesses. I mean, yiphi into negative eyenzekile in that event. They showed the beautiful landscape of the place where they were in KZN. They showed imvunulo yesiZulu. I mean, that's the beauty that we want to show. You know, province yethu. What more can we ask for from Lachonco when she did the best that she can to show that? Suka. Expect or no expect, siyabonga kakhulu ngovolweni. Hambani niyobuka ilokhuzana. Usikia ngengoma, banobuka usikia ngengoma or something. SABC1. I don't even know. What are you doing on Showma's watching Real Housewives now? Why? Hamba nobuka usikia ngengoma on SABC1. Udlala ni Sunday or Saturday ebusuku. Hamba nobuka. Guys, I don't know what you think of this article. It just got on my nerve. It got on my nerves because of the way that they speak about a woman, you know. This thing of certain things are made for married women, I'm just not for that talk. I think that if Lachonco feels she has time and space in her life to mentor girls, everybody has something to give when it comes to life, guys. You can never say somebody cannot advise. You can't say this person cannot advise this person because they've lived their own life and this one has lived their own life. And sometimes we have to exchange life experiences. That's all that it is. And they're just looking too deep and they're trying to find something wrong. I think she did something good. The event was really beautiful. A lot of people say that this was the highlight of the last episode. And thank you very much, Lachonco. As for the experts, siyabonga. Thank you so much. Please like the video only if you like it. And share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu.